What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more Konosuba. Now, we got a brand new battle arena. Let's talk about it. It's been a minute since we actually discussed these. And shamefully, my current score ain't the best. So, let's talk about this, alright? So, first of all, this actually dropped last night. It says here, beware of water attacks. Enemies are relatively weak to poison and bind attacks. So we really want to see if we can encourage poison and bind into our team at all, if at all possible. That's going to actually maximize their score. Now, what I did is initially I just used, because it does recommend a lightning team. What I did is I just used a auto-generated team. Like, this team really had no purpose being here other than it was automatically generated based on, you know, the top power specs of my team. But as you guys know, that's not necessarily what we need to look for. What we really need to look for is those bind attacks, those poison attacks. We need a healer. We need various things like that. So let's take a quick gander here, see if we can come up with a team. Now, there's no guarantees that the team I'm going to make off the top of my head here is necessarily going to be the best. I'm going to include 3 stars in here because sometimes 3 stars actually are pretty good for this. So let's take a look here. So right out of the gate, you know, like I said, you can see the teams that I have, the units I have at the top might have really good specs for this, but let's take a look here at some of these other units. So this Iris, let's see, she doesn't look like she has much really going for her, does she? Lightning physical attack to one enemy? Nah, she's very bare bones, so she's probably not going to be our primary unit here. Now, let's see, who else do we have here? You know, I'm not familiar with what this Leah's doing. Let's see what she's got going on. Okay. Ooh, looks like she's got quite a bit here. So, lightning physical damage to one enemy, 212 and HP is above 70%, so actually should be a really good backlot unit. If I actually lose somebody, bring her in, and she'll actually be really good here. Skill 2 is a lightning physical damage to all enemies and moderate boost to physical attack for all allies. So once again, she'll be really good as a backlot unit for my physical units. So let's go ahead and move her to the back here. Okay, and I'll bring my 3-star unit they have there in the to the forefront. There we go. And let's see if we can replace her. Now, once again, no guarantees that the team I'm going to build here is going to be worth a darn, but let's take a look anyway. What's this unit do? I'm honestly, I don't remember. Okay, she's 3-star. I'm gonna actually go ahead and get rid of the 3 stars for now, and if need be, we'll bring them in. So these are all the 4 stars that I have. Not all the 4 stars in the game per se, but all the 4 stars I have. So, ooh, we have a bind attack. So I know right out of the gate that Erica's gonna be great for this. She's leveled up. She is promoted. She might need a little something, but let's see here. Lightning physical damage to one enemy and minor boost to physical attack for all allies. Very good. And we have a unit on the backlot that also has a physical boost, so we know Erica can go up front. 18-second cooldown, not bad. Her secondary attack, we already see, has a bind attack. Cooldown is 16 seconds. Erica is going to be a premium choice. So we're going to put her absolutely on the front line. Now let's go ahead and give her some assists, and I see right away that I have 2 4 stars right out of the gate that are going to be really good for this, and that is that. Now, her weapon, I do not have max. That's something I'm going to have to do, so for now, I'm just going to give her probably this weapon. That'll probably be the best, and let's see. Don't think I have any water resistance. I do, so we'll give her water resistance. There we go. Good stuff. I actually might want to give her one of the other resistances, but I think I'm going to save my healing factor for someone who really needs it. So, case in point, this Aqua, let's see what she does. Ah, yes. So, lightning physical damage to one enemy, moderate boost to super gauge for all allies. We definitely want that. We want that on the front line. Plus, she gives a healing factor here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give her Hestia's armband, because that's going to also give her some. That's going to leech some of the health off of our opponent. Now, Wiz would be a better person to have that on, but I think Wiz is going to be redundant here. Let's see what she does. Come on. So let's see, lightning damage to one enemy, and she gives herself recovery, but they all do that. Or most do that. I think they all do that, in fact. Lightning magic damage to one enemy and moderate reduction of their magic defense. We got a lot of physical going on here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and see if we've got a physical unit we can replace her with. So let's check out this Mitsurugi. Okay, he has got, lightning physical damage to one enemy, moderate boost to physical defense for all allies. That could be very helpful. And lightning physical damage to all enemies, very minor recovery for all allies. That is actually going to help out. I like Mitsurugi. Is there somebody that is better, though? Let's see. So, Celio. I don't have her max, but lightning magic damage to one enemy and minor recovery for all allies. And then, of course, lightning magic damage to all enemies and boost to agility for all allies. Let's see. And, of course, she gives that. So, I'm thinking, actually, Mitsurugi on the front line. I think this dust is too old. But let's see what he does real quick. And I think Mitsurugi is going to be my premium choice. So, he does minor reduction of enemies' agility. Actually, that could be really, really, really helpful. And 175 lightning magic damage to one enemy. Moderate reduction of the enemy's physical defense. Okay. So actually, let's do this. So let's put Mitsurugi here. Okay. Mitsurugi lower defense too. So what I can do is I can actually put dust on the backside. I think Mitsurugi is going to be a better unit. Let's go ahead and bolster his physical attack as much as possible. There we go. Now that one bolsters earth attack. It's going to be irrelevant, but it is going to be a good damage booster for him. And we've got his sword. That's perfect. It's going to give him some health. Excellent. And I'm going to go ahead and give him that earring, but I'm actually going to swap Erica's because I think of all the units right now, I think she's the one that I wouldn't mind having swapped out for Leah. So let's go ahead and give Leah the let's see, physical assist. We don't need a water assist per se. We can give her an SA boost assist. That'll be really good for when she drops in the match. And I think she have her. Okay, so I'm gonna give her. That's a water spear. Physical damage and water. Oh, but that is significantly better. So we'll go ahead and give her that spear. I don't have a lightning spear, unfortunately, for her, so that is unfortunate. But we'll go ahead and give her this flag. And finally, I will swap Dust in here. So we're going to kind of see how this team works out. This is just kind of a team that I've put together really just off the top of my head. And once again, there's no guarantees that this is going to be the best team. But by moving this around, we might be able to come up with a viable solution. I don't really have his weapon maxed either. Some of these guys I actually didn't use for a long time, so I won't say skipped over them, but I really did skip over them. So here we go. I think that's going to do it, and they're mostly physical, so I'm going to go ahead and give them physical trait. And let's see how they do here. Okay, so I always do an auto run. Now, obviously, I can go in and do a targeted run and all that stuff. There are ways, like obviously using your AoE attacks here over using your single target attacks would be significantly better. Then obviously you can skip moves if need be. You can actually change what unit up is, change up what units are attacking, things like that. There are ways you can manipulate it a lot more readily. If you notice, the secondary attack is typically the AoE attack, and that's the one you probably want to open with instead of the primary. So those are things you can actually manipulate by running it manually. But right now, I just want to get a baseline of what this team is capable of. And yes, I could use training for this, and I probably honestly should have. So I would highly recommend that. But as it looks right now, it doesn't look like they're doing too terribly. But let's kind of see where they get. Now, my goal here, honestly, with an auto team, is to get in the top, like, let's say 10,000. That's a pretty comfortable spot, to be honest with you. Now, the only other thing I might think is I might want to take my healer off and bring my healer in later in the match. Because now I've got, it's all DPS at this point. This actually might work out. But I might want to just get some early damage and then kind of work on it from there. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, I didn't get the score I wanted, but we did lose some units early, and that score is actually significantly worse. So clearly I've got some work to do on this team. But I didn't see anybody. Let's go ahead and hit next and go back in here to a training session, which I honestly should have done from the start. So I didn't see anybody with Hayes per se, but we did see somebody with Bind, and we've got her on the front line. Obviously, I will need to bolster her weapon. I will admit my Lightning team is probably my worst team. This is definitely not my top tier team. But let's go ahead and see. Let's go move. All right, I'm going to filter this down by 3-star. And let's see if there's anybody with a Haze attack. We have Bind. We'll do Bind and Haze. And actually, a couple of 3-stars have it. What does she have here? So her base attack actually will... okay. Actually, I take it back. Not her base attack. Her skill is Haze. What about... There was one other 3-star here. And his... Okay, so he does... The 3-star Cosma actually does Haze on his single target. Now, it is a 19-second cooldown. That's a low cooldown. But let's see. Lightning physical damage, 1 enemy, 191, 1 HP. So actually, this Cosma might not be a bad choice. I'm going to continue like messing around with teams and working on this. But there you guys go. Get some Bind, get some Haze. Looks like this 3-star Cosma might actually be a pretty good unit. And remember, these 3-stars are easy enough to like completely max out. So we're still in a situation where 3-stars could actually trump some of the 4-stars out there. Some of those other 4-stars we saw were kind of lackluster. But I also admit I am lacking some units. So this is just me kind of trying to make do with what I've got. My goal here is to end in the top 5,000. That's always my goal. That would be a very safe, comfortable spot. So I'm going to continue working on this. Let me know what kind of teams and combinations you guys came up with. Like, comment, and definitely share. And I'll be back with more Konosuba for you guys really soon.